right, welcome back, everybody. It's 10:50 a.m. on the Gulf Coast. Today we're going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down. Parallel lines will have the same slope. Pretty easy there. So in this case, the slope is 3/4. So a parallel line to this equation that we started with would be y equals 3/4x. And then we could do plus or minus a number. I'll say plus 2. These two lines are parallel. So all you need for parallel lines is the same slope. So let's go through some questions here. Here it is. I can't seem to make it transparent like I did the other day, but here we go. Write an equation in slope-intercept form, given that the line is parallel to this equation and passes through the same point. So we have the equation y equals 3x plus 6, and it's got to go through the point 4 and 7. Get that out the way now. So we know one thing about our answer. I know that in the equation we're going to have the slope is 3. What I don't know is what goes here. This is what I need to know. Once I know that number, we have the answer. But I already know the slope is 3 because it said it's parallel. And it has to go through that point. So we're going to plug these numbers in. That's an x value and that's a y value. And so here we go. I'm going to do it right here. We're going to have 7 equals 3 times 4 plus b. And then with just a little bit of algebra, 3 times 4 is 12, so 7 equals 12 plus b. And then to solve for the b, we're going to subtract 12 on both sides. So that means that b equals negative 5. So I can go back over here and erase this and say, well, I know what b is. It's negative 5 right there. And once we do that, we don't need that plus sign. So I can actually make this say 3x minus 5. So that is my answer. The line that is parallel to 3x plus 6 and contains the point 4 and 7 is 3x minus 5. Let's do another one. Okay, so the second question was y equals x minus 4, and the point is negative 2 and 3. Okay, once again, parallel. So the slope here to this is an invisible 1. There's a 1 right there, very small, very invisible. So that is what the slope is here. So I know that in my equation we'll have y equals 1x, and I don't know what that b value is yet. So let's go ahead and plug in our x and our y value. So we'll have 3, I'll do it over here. We'll have 3 equals 1 times negative 2 plus b. 1 times negative 2 is just negative 2, so we have 3 equals negative 2 plus b. And then we will add 2 to both sides, giving me my y-intercept, which is 5. I don't know if you can see that's a 5. There we go. So I know over here, this equation was 1x plus 5. So those are really easy. Should be really easy. If we have some time at the end, I'll do some more. But let's go and talk about perpendicular lines. I think we all know what parallel lines are. They're lines that never touch, but perpendicular are a little bit different. Parallel lines, they never touch. I'll draw some parallel lines over here. Close enough. Parallel lines. But perpendicular, they do cross, and they cross very specifically at right angles. So these are parallel, and these are perpendicular. These have to cross at perfect 90-degree angles. They have to for them to be perpendicular. So that means they have a special thing about their slope. The slope of a perpendicular line is called a negative reciprocal. So if we get the equation y equals 3/4 x plus 1, I say, well, which one of these is perpendicular? You need to take the slope, flip it, and change the sign. So it'll be negative 4/3. That would be the perpendicular slope. And we can say a perpendicular line would be negative 4 over 3x minus 2. Doesn't matter. As long as these are negative reciprocal, the line will be perpendicular. So we can do a couple more. Let's just do just a negative reciprocal of a whole bunch of numbers. I'll take the number 4, and the negative reciprocal would be negative 1 over 4. If we take negative 6 over 2, the negative reciprocal would be positive 2 over 6. And if we take the number negative 1 over 7, it will become just positive 7. These are the negative reciprocals. And then a couple more here. If we do negative 3, the negative reciprocal would be positive 1 over 3. So those are negative reciprocals. It's what we have to do to the slope to make it perpendicular. Oh, I turned the light off. So here we have in question. It says, write the equation slope-intercept form of the line that is perpendicular to our equation and passes through the given point. So the equation is y equals negative 5x plus 1, and the point is 2, negative 1. This is the same as when we did parallel. It's just we got to do something to the slope first. Before we can begin, we need to apply the negative reciprocal to the slope. So the negative reciprocal of negative 5 is positive 1/5. So I know my equation will be y equals 1/5 x plus b. I don't know what b is. And that's when we're going to bring our x and our y value in from here. And we are going to just plug them in. So here we go. We'll do negative 1 equals, I don't know if I have room for all this. Let's move this up some. Negative 1 equals 1 over 5 times 2 plus b. This is going to be a really bad, not fun answer, but here we go. 2 times, sure I wrote this down right. 2 times 1/5 is 2/5. So negative 1 equals 2/5 plus b. And then to solve, we will subtract 2/5 from both sides. And I can make this a decimal. 2/5 as a decimal is 0.4. Let's make that a decimal now. 0.4. So I'll subtract 0.4 on both sides. So b, I'm basically I'm trying to write it for b equals negative 1.4. So I'll go back to my answer here. I'll erase the b that we were holding for and the plus sign. And right here I'll put minus 1.4. And that's my answer. This is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to negative 5x plus 1, but it also contains the point 2 and negative 1. Let's do the last one here. I thought that there was mark right here. It's not. It's my coffee mug. I was trying to erase something that didn't exist. Here we go. The second one we're going to do here for perpendicular is y equals 2x minus 3. And the point it'll be going through is negative 5 and 3. So the very first thing is we need to make the slope a negative reciprocal. So 2 becomes negative 1/2. All right, so my new equation is, turn that down, is y equals negative 1/2 x plus b. I don't know what the b is. That's what we're going to try and find out. Using our x and our y. You're done? The y is a 3. 3 equals negative 1/2 times negative 5. Let me make it a little better. Negative 5 plus b. Negative 1/2 times negative 5 is positive 5 over 2. And let's make that a decimal. 5 over 2 is the same as 2.5 plus b. So we'll subtract the 2.5. So my b, and I'm almost at them, b is equal to negative 0.5. Negative 0.5. That's what my b is equal to. I see I'm covering it over here. So I can plug that back in up here. So my final answer will be, I just replace it. And let's use the fraction because it's already in fraction form. Negative a half x minus a half. So the real tricky part with perpendicular lines is that the slope has to be a negative reciprocal. The slope's not a negative reciprocal. It will not be perpendicular. For parallel, the slope is the same. For perpendicular, the slope is a negative reciprocal. Feel free to like Google negative reciprocal if you need more examples. I hope you all have a great week. This week is the only 2 assignments due. Next week we'll have a couple more. And if you